5 roadmaps that I will guide you through Facebook case today. First is case overview. Why and how could Facebook close down? There will be possible scenarios which are changing social economies and regulate landscape. Then web-based platforms in favor of mobile-based messaging apps, particularly within younger demographic. Therefore, there will be a lot more saturated markets. And the other threats into Facebook business model is that growing social and political movements against the company perceive failures to remove misinformation and hateful content from its platform. Moreover, right now Facebook is shifts its strategy priorities away from being a public networking platform to focus more on private, ephemeral messaging and monetize through commerce and payments transactions. Should consider for geographically asymmetry and critical infrastructures in individual countries for Facebook to develop and implement in each country. Key ethical stakeholders and potential harms. They are for ethical stakeholders that we should consider. First, dependence community. For dependent communities, there will be the community and industry that have developed around Facebook platform and now semi-depends on its existence to flourish. Therefore, if the Facebook close down, there will affect a lot in these types of dependent communities. Second group is about existing users. There will be closed down in the case of any violations of trust, especially related to respect of personal data threatened to compromise user privacy, dignity, and self-identity. Next is third group of users, of stakeholders, which is non-users. This will be very niche of the groups comparing to others, but still the significance of this will be the decreased users. For example, the platform in the past, they have used it, but then they pass away. The last group of stakeholders, which considers as future generations, there will be further historian and sociologists studying the origins of dynamic of digital society, then also general public and their ability to access their share of digital cultural heritage. Very important point we should focus is that digital cultural heritage, because it will be a big impact for this group of people if the platform is concentrated in single or private control or corporates like this. There will be higher risk if the power of the platform does not distribute to other part of society. Therefore, to develop a regulation framework for SITIs should draw on existing approach to regulations. SIFI, as mentioned in the case, they should include measures to process the facilities in order to reorganizations in a way that can provide a service and also mitigate harms to dependent communities. Then the case mentions strengthen the legal mechanism. Existing data protective laws are insufficient to protect Facebook users from ethical harms. Then to strengthen the legal protections, they should highlight more on privacy of decreasing users, especially in the areas of protections. For example, in the country of Denmark, they implement the legislations to protect profiles of decreased users from being arbitrarily sold. This is a very good point because most of the companies and also all groups of users, stakeholders, considers these points as their priority, whether their information will be sold if they stop using the platform. And this also is the big topic for many companies that when they enter and then they leave the company, will the companies really protect their privacies in terms of their private information, like comparing to Facebook information protection and ethical legal protections that will rise after this. They may create stronger incentive for future generations to safeguard the interest, and also Facebook needs to step up and to take responsibilities and also acknowledge the global historical values of the data archive. Then I will guide you through the commentaries on Facebook case. 4 considerations, which are if the Facebook close down, there will be a lot of impact. There will be many platform, many stakeholders as mentioned in the case, but it will be especially e-commerce platform that linked to the Facebook platform, and also big business, especially big company that really relies on Facebook to grow. They will have receive a lot of risk and have to bear a lot of insolvency if the Facebook close down. Communities, the non-Facebook communities will rise. For example, TikTok and also other platform, maybe from China, maybe from Taiwan or other place, that will lead to other bigger problems, which are the strength and the imbalance of the power and economy of the countries or of the world. Because if there's only one platform or really concentrate power of the platform, and then Facebook is disrupt or really disappears from the markets, or the platform will rise. And maybe another question that may rise is that who will be able to do so to disrupt the Facebook? Because right now Facebook is really developing even more and accept metaverse, that it will disrupt the whole industry, not only the business or platform technology, but also other industries. That's why it leads to another big problem, that if Facebook really disappears, or the ethicals and legal really cannot support the big groups of users, that it just disappear like that. So there will be the signs of protests, and maybe even leads to the war between countries, because there's a lot of benefits and interests lying behind the economics under Facebook's ethical and also legal consideration. Thank you so much for your class, Business and Global Society.